Discovery HKU!
Good morning, this is Hong Kong Youth Discovery Channel. Today we're gonna talk about new town development. So Yachen'Lin is considered one of the best new town development in Hong Kong. It is self-contained, walkable and active. For the background and history, Roy Hui report.
Yachen'Lin is located in the eastern part of the New Territories to the north of Kowloon. It occupies an area of about 6,940 hectares. Yachen'Lin New Town, which includes Ma On Shan, Fo Tan, Tai Shui Hong, Yachen'Lin, Tai Wai, and so on, located in Yachen'Lin District. The Yachen'Lin area is located in the lowland and valley area. The Yachen'Lin River flows across Yachen'Lin in the southwest to the northeast direction into Yachen'Lin Hole. The valley areas and the lowland floodplain have provided opportunities for human settlement. The development of Yachen'Lin began with a population of about 20,000 in 1973 and has expanded to academic of population of about 670,000 in June 2001. In 1953, 1 year, we suddenly have 1 million people migrate from mainland China. That is we call refugee. And we have to face housing shortage, and over 200,000 people live in a refugee camp. At that time, they are poor and less housing space. And then you know the big fire in Yachen'Lin, and a lot of people lost their home. And the government have to quickly build a resettlement housing. It was very poor quality houses, but it's the first generation public housing in Hong Kong. It was basically 4 walls and more than 4 families share 12 square meters without toilet. And at that time, Hong Kong was regarded as the third world country. And at that time, Hong Kong didn't have money, so that they can do is quickly finding land for housing for the homeless person. In 1963, 10 years later, Hong Kong started to develop industry and the government have money to improve the housing environment. In the 1950s to 1970s, this is the period we can call economic miracle, and Hong Kong became one of the 4 little dragons. That was the time Hong Kong quickly transformed. At that time, Hong Kong became one of the manufacturing centers. In the 1970s, the governor, Sir Marie Host, at that time think the development of public housing is about time. The government think that it is the time to build an estate to the homeless person, but it was not enough land in all districts, so the government decided to push the new town development. In October 1972, and then Governor In Consiu approved a large-scale housing program with an aim to provide adequate housing for 1.8 million people by the mid-1980s. More than half of this new housing was planned to be provided in the new towns. Yachen'Lin, Tuen Mun, and Tsuen Wan were the first generation new towns decided by the government. And the government's decision to develop new towns in new territories was the first real planned attempt to bridge the physical barrier of
The new town development involves several stakeholders, MTR Cooperation Limited and also Sun Hong Ji Property Limited are the 2 main companies that's involved in the new town development. So their representatives have come to our studio, will talk to us, so let's hear from them. Good morning, Mr. Xu.
Good morning,
So thank you for coming. Can you explain briefly how did MTR involved in the process of the new town development?
Thank you, Anson. You know, MTR is the main transportation in Yachen'Lin, and it is owned by the MTR Corporation. It not only connect the Yachen'Lin with the Ma On Shan and Da Wei, but also the Kowloon and Hong Kong Island. When the Yachen'Lin first story developed it, the transportation is not as accessible and it's not so convenient. So introducing the MTR to the Yachen'Lin, increasing the accessibility but also the convenience to and it's easier for people to go somewhere else and go to work and go to the Kowloon and the Hong Kong Island to buy something and work. and the more people and also the more people and the investment will come to Yachen'Lin and do their and it got more active in Yachen'Lin.
So we can see the influence of MTR, how they involved in the new town development. We have the representative from Sanhongji. Could you please explain some more about how you guys involved in the new town development?
Thank you, Anson. We really see the potential in Yachen'Lin, especially after the MTR station is built. We can see how people really need a place to shop. We decided to build a mall around the MTR station, and it was very successful. It served the local people very well, and now because of the development in Yachen'Lin, the mall is not only serving the local people. We can see a lot of visitors coming from mainland, from other places in Hong Kong, even from all over the world to shop here. And besides the mall, we also developed a lot of private housing projects around Yachen'Lin because the environment was pretty good in Yachen'Lin according to other places in Hong Kong.
Okay, besides all those private sectors, let's invite the other stakeholders to our studio. Here are some residents visiting us in our studio. Mr. Xu, so how long have you been living in Yachen'Lin?
I living here for more than 4 years.
What makes you choose Yachen'Lin to live?
I think this place is very convenient. Like there's different kinds of transportation, and it's very close to Shenzhen, and I can go there in 30 minutes by train. Very convenient. Also, things here is slightly cheaper than the city, so I like living here.
Thank you for your sharing. We have Mr. Lee here in the studio sharing his opinion on the Yachen'Lin development. So, hi, Mr. Lee.
Hi.
Do you also like living in Yachen'Lin?
Of course,
What makes you like Yachen'Lin so much?
it is such a nice place. Very convenient, and I can get everything here. I don't have to go to Cologne to buy the thing I want, and many other places too. I can bring my family to the library and the park. Thank you.
Thank you for your sharing. So, we also have a villagers living in one of those villages in Yachen'Lin. So let's talk with her. Hi, Miss Jia.
Hi.
So okay, so as one of the villagers living in the village in Yachen'Lin, so what do you think about Yachen'Lin new town development? And did it affect you?
Since the government start to develop Yachen'Lin, many things has changed. For example, on the street there are too many people, so crowded that makes me very confused, and the price the price of everything start to go up. For example, I used to have a soup for like 11 Hong Kong dollars, but now it would cost me 30 Hong Kong dollars.
So thank you for your sharing. So I believe we all have a basic knowledge about Yachen'Lin new town development. So let's take a closer look to the urban planning principle that used into Yachen'Lin development and also the urban design principle.
Instead of building a satellite city for middle and low-class working people, the planner put their vision on the balance between the self-containment and city vitality. The planning concept came from Harvard's Garden City Theory and King's self-containment theory. A plan was put forward with a focus on self-containment and a mixed distribution of private and public housing, with 70% public housing in Stella, which was very successful in terms of helping dispersing the increasing population. The balance of program was achieved through the land use zoning. So the Yachen'Lin new town development began in the 1960s, and in the 1970s they have already achieved some improvement related to economic. To really achieve self-containment, Yachen'Lin new town had to provide infrastructure facilities such as jobs, schools, and also minimize commuting costs. However, for the increase of population and lack of transportation planning, Yachen'Lin and its residents experienced a rough time. The situation went back worse in 1978 that more and more residents even went back to mainland China. Things became better in the mid-1980s because government used high-tech transportation mode chain and also absorbed much more use surrounding the train station to realize the purpose, link the town's currently dispersed residents into one cohesive communities. Besides planning, Yachen'Lin is also a good case for sustainable urban design theories, such as self-contained neighborhood design, environmental urban design, mixed-use program, and a workable urban design. Yachen'Lin was designed with respect to human experience and to the natural environment. Although all these theories sound familiar and are very popular in recent days, Yachen'Lin has already put into practice in 1970s and succeeded. Also, in the following years of development, more than 10 developers have been involved yet the cityscaper, and the whole Yachen'Lin is still connected and not fragmented because of the good urban design in the first place. Compared to other cities in Hong Kong, Yachen'Lin has relatively low FAR. In areas such as Mong Kok and Central, the FAR can be as high as 12, but in Yachen'Lin it's only about 8. There is more distance between buildings, although it still creates high-density living space, but there is more shared space, so in the general, it offers the residents a better life in a more economical way. Based on the urban planning theories and urban planning principles, Yachen'Lin has become one of the most active regions in Hong Kong and one of the most cited cases in the new town development.
The story behind the development of Yachen'Lin New Town showed us that it is the process of dealing the challenges while solving the problem. It is not an easy process for Yachen'Lin to get as successful as today. The first generation of the residents suffered through multiple stages that makes Yachen'Lin now serve its residents pretty well and is attracting more and more people and visitors to the city. Now Yachen'Lin has to face the challenge of accepting more and more visitors and tourists without forgetting about its own local residents. Just like what Professor Ye said, uncertainty is the fact of life, and there's no way to avoid or predict it beforehand. What urban planners or urban designers can do is to try their best to plan a better future and get prepared for the challenges. So good luck, Yachen'Lin, and thank you for watching. So see you next week on Wednesday. Yeah!